All right, welcome back to another night of Storm King's Thunder. We're here on Monday night. Happy holiday, or well, I guess it's not a happy holiday, but a celebrating holiday here for all of the fallen warriors and wars past, and for those things. So we'll just leave it at that. We're gonna play some D&D, and we're gonna rampage across the Desserin Valley here, which is what currently is happening. With our group, who is, as you can see on the screen, at Noanar's Hold when we ended last week. And they had just delivered 6 saddles, I believe, which was a quest they had picked up. And they are now sitting in Noanar's, contemplating their next move and the other quests that they have. If you missed last week's battle, which was the ending of the battle with the fire giants and the troll, or one fire giant and trolls and some orcs that attacked, and they were able to get a few things from them. And that's kind of where we're going to pick up. We probably, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we did XP for the fire giants, the trolls, and the orcs, did we?
Nope.
So let's grab that. Let me go and calculate. That was the one thing I forgot to do. But for those of you watching, can see how we're going to calculate some XP here. So nice. Fire giants are so good when you fell them. Oh my god, it's so much XP. Okay, so there's that. Also, at this point, you guys can start the conversations of what you're going to do. For those watching, all of our players are here tonight. We have one that should be showing up late, Colonel, who is playing Jarrel. What we're going to let happen tonight is we're going to let PB play our famous ranger, Ian. We'll also play our half Drow elf monk, Jarrel, until Jarrel arrives. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. What do you get when you kill a troll? The troll fight was fun because of the severed limbs and the regeneration, which was really fun. Oh, it's going to be pretty good XP. What are you guys at total right now?
89.58.
Yep.
Yeah, this won't be too bad.
I'm gonna need a calculator for this, aren't I?
We're gonna level tonight.
No. We need to hit 14,000, I think, right? For our next level.
So for that encounter, just for the group, haven't divided it by 6 yet, which I may need a calculator, would have been 8,800 XP. So 8,800 XP for that encounter, divided by 6.
It's a lot of XP.
So what is that? Division in my head. I hate it. Hates it.
It's 1466.
So 1466 is what I'm getting. 1,466 XP per person.
Yep.
I really should be doing that by 7, as I keep hearing from one of our players, characters.
That's right. I'm a level 10 lion.
He needs his XP too. All right, so 1,466 XP per party member has been gained through that encounter. We start off on...
Ooh, we're getting up there, man.
For those of you that are keeping track, we went through a few days getting to Noanar's. So just for those of you that are interested, we are now on the 3rd day of the second 10-day of Elysius. So we've got through Flame Rule was the first month we started in. We're into Elysius at this point, and we're moving on.
Can you type that XP total into Roll20? I'm up, standing up at my grill, finishing my steak right now, but I'm listening to you guys.
I'm
Cooking
all
and
about
grill.
this. Here you go, buddy.
Grilling
Danke.
steaks.
Thank you for math.
That seems like a little much.
Oh,
Dude, I can
You're right.
multitask.
we were at 89558.
Oh, that's the total number. I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought he
That's-
meant the one number.
Oh, I mean, I could also put that in.
There you go.
Can I retcon a conversation with Coffee that we had on the road since he wasn't here last week? It's about the bracers.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. So let's do our what was the old funny gag where they did the do 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 do. We're doing our flashback. Who was that? That was Wayne's World. Yeah. So we'll flash back and we'll say this conversation. We'll let you guys have this. Will take place before you headed south to Noanars. Remember, you came to a crossroad and you had to leave Evermore Way. And then you had to head south to get to Noanars to deliver. So as you guys took that jog south, this is where that conversation will have happened, we'll say.
All right. And the bracers win. What was the spell you could do on them? I just wrote Gust of Wind, but that's not a thing in this game.
I think
What
it is. I think that's the name of the spell.
That's a Gust of Wind? I don't know what that does. All right.
Yeah. When
that's
you
fine.
type it in the SRD, it says Gust of Wind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it wasn't over there. Oh, all right then. Well, I tapped this in. I'll go over to copy. Well, we're somewhere. I can't remember how we arranged ourselves here. But
You guys
I'm
are
over, I'm
missing
speaking
horses.
copy.
Yeah. I'll set the scene for you. You guys are up front riding, not too far ahead, but a little bit ahead is your Paladin on Nod. There's two horses that are pulling the wagon currently, the cart that you've got, the large wagon that has the 6 saddles and the body of the armor smith dwarf, blacksmith dwarf. And that's kind of in the center of the wagon, and you guys are on the edges because you no longer have any horses and are riding along in the back. Driving was Greybeard, and Coffee was sitting next to him during most of that, and then you have Jarrel, Ian in the back, and then Ardreth. And I don't think I'm missing anybody after that.
All right. So I turn around in a very uncomfortable position to face Coffee, and I say, Coffee. Coffee.
Yes.
In our last battle against the giants, I'm sure you remember, off of one of the idiots we killed, we found those bracers, and I've been wondering which one of us it would do best to have them. Do you remember what they do, Coffee?
No, I don't.
So what they do is they cast Gust of Wind once a day, and what that is a 60-foot long, 10-foot wide blast of wind, I guess, for 1 minute in whatever direction. And the creature must make a strength saving throw or be pushed away from you by 15 feet. And they have to make 2 feet of movement for every one they walk through it. And it's a bonus action to move which direction the spell goes in a line from you.
Okay.
So that's what it does. All right, back to the scene. So I can see merit in both of us having it, but I wanted to hear what your thoughts were.
And by both of us, you mean you and I?
Yes.
I see. Well, from my perspective, I think they would be best used by you, considering your primary mode of combat is through the air.
It is a good point. I just wanted to see if you could find a use for them before I took claim to them.
By all means, be my guest.
All right. Very gracious of you. Coffee. Thank you. Oh God, I said thank you. Retcon that. Never happened. I didn't say thank you.
You are welcome, my dear.
She only thought it.
I only thought it. All right. I nod at him and I get comfortable as one can in this wagon.
Okay.
Moving on. And I use my time to attune to them.
Yeah, and the reason that you guys were kind of traveling in this mode, which is a little different than you have traveled in the past, is one, you lost your horses, but two, you were speeding away from drums that you had heard in the north. So you guys were trying to move kind of quickly. At this point, you guys can, if you want to decide, you're in Nonar's Hold now. We talked a little bit about how it's a small village that sits on the outside of the High Forest. It's a place that doesn't really like the elves, and the elves probably don't really like them. Very human place. It's a place where people used to come to do, great hunts in the forest, but is down on its luck at this point because it's kind of a backwatery place. There's a kind of a rundown keep that overlooks the town, which is where you delivered the saddles to the Castellan. And now you're currently in a pretty... this type of village is mostly just farmers, laborers, and then, a tavern for some of the hunting people that still come. And this is like a stop-off point before they go into the High Forest and do hunting. As far as our High Elf members of the party, or our Wood Elf members of the party in the High Forest, you're probably 6 days... maybe 5 or 6 days west of where you start hitting what would be known as the Wood Elves territory. Even though they themselves claim all of High Forest, they're really not patrolling right up to the exact boundary that you see on the map. It's more, there's several miles of leadway there before you get into something where they would stop you from moving through. So you're not too far from home, or at least... the kingdom of the Wood Elves in this manner. We have not quite decided if Ian Holmes' village was close to here or not. We may find that out later. And you guys are sitting on your wagon just in front of the keep. The door has been kind of slammed shut as you have delivered the saddles, and it's midday. And the party is ready to do whatever you guys want to tell me you're going to do.
And did we already search the village for horses?
This village you're going to find pretty much farmers. So you're going to find cattle, oxen, pigs, chickens. The people that have horses are the people that traveled here and are going hunting in the High Forest. So there are a few horses here. But there is no stables here that are selling horses. If that's what you mean. There's no market for horse places. You guys left the quintessential horse selling place, Tribor. That's a place known for selling horses and a place to go to get high quality horses. A lot of these other places, that's going to be like asking somebody to give you their car in the 1920s. There's not a lot of them, and they're pretty prized if they have them, But you offer enough to somebody, you never know.
Okay. All right. As we're walking away from... I'm looking around with a lot of disdain. Now that I know I'm supposed to hate this place, I'm looking around at the place with a lot of disdain, more so than usual when we enter a human place. And as we get sort of more away from people, I'm in more of an isolated position. I'm sure they're staying away from some of us. I say, I turn and I look at the group and I say, as we are close to the High Forest, I would want to travel at least partially through the forest in hopes of finding a scout or a soldier near the edge of the forest to send a message back to my village, to my people, letting them know what is occurring outside with the dangers of the giants and such.
How far are we from Everland?
Okay.
I'll ask Ian that.
How far are we from Everland?
Yep. You would, I mean, if you go the road route, let me see here. It's probably going to be about. Oh.
It's like watching a caterpillar walk, inching away on the.
About 6 days along the road ish. Going through the woods. Ian is able to make sure you guys don't have difficult terrain, although I don't know if that passes on to dragging a wagon through the woods. My guess is that doesn't cover driving a wagon through the woods.
I mean, I could look it up.
That would make sense.
So, if it's as a crow fly, you're talking 125 miles out, and you guys are doing somewhere around 20 miles a day on a normal pace. If you kind of go through the woods and then cut up, you'll add a little bit of time to your trip, but not much. You could split up. Nothing's ever went wrong doing anything like that. Like you guys could go along the road and she could move probably quicker, get to where she needs to go, and then meet up with you.
What's the quality of the horses pulling the wagon?
Pretty good quality. You guys were able to salvage 2 of the horses that you were given in Tribor, so they are of a high quality horse. They are still just a riding horse or draft horse. They are not trained for war horses or anything like that.
Is there anything suitable to pull a cart that we can find in the town so we could add 2 horses to our retinue? So we just trade out the ones that we're putting in that are pulling it.
Yeah, I mean, an ox could probably pull the cart. Maybe I don't know, would donkeys pull the cart? I would say you could probably talk to a farmer and maybe see if you could come to an agreement with, some oxen.
All right, I'm going to go around town before we leave and try to find 2 animals to pull the cart instead of the 2 horses we have doing it now.
Yeah, I think, how much are you willing to pay a farmer for his couple of oxen?
Depends on how much I've got.
5 gold.
5 gold.
Seems like it would be more than 5 gold, but while you guys are discussing your next move, let me look up the prices of animals, which I don't have.
So, PB, you just want to get a message?
Yeah, I just want to send a message. I want to send a letter.
Do you think Everland is big enough to send a message from? There's got to be elves there.
I mean, I would have assumed that about Noah Hold. Apparently, they hate. I'm assuming I would know, right?
This one's Noah Hold is a very human settlement encroaching on the very fringes of high forest. It's one of those not elf-friendly places, probably, and mostly because they probably have fought each other back and forth a few times. Everland is, an actual town, yeah. So that's like a city. That's going to be like. That's going to be like Yarder. How you remember the size of Yarder?
Yeah.
Smaller than Waterdeep, but it's about the same size as like a Yarder or a Silvery Moon.
So
that kind of thing. A true town. A true town.
A place that I could be like, hey, can you send a message for me to the High Forest? Can you curry?
Yeah, I would think you could. Yeah, for sure. I think you would be able to find that there.
Oxen are 15 gold, by the way.
Oxen are 15 gold.
So that'd be 30, but that's cheaper than a horse. It would give us more flexibility in what we're doing while we're traveling.
Yeah. I think I would, and I think you would move a tiny bit slower, but not a significant amount. So I'm letting you guys run about 21 miles, so I might drop it right down to 20-ish. And you would have 2 riding horses then at that point too.
I'll pay half of it out of my own cash if I can ride one.
Or an oxen. Was Jarrel here last time? No, right?
Jarrel loves oxen. I remember this conversation with him many a time. We discussed he secretly always wanted an oxen of his own.
He's always wanted to buy one.
He
you
has.
guys,
He wanted to call it Babe, and he would paint it blue.
Did you put you didn't put the money on here for him, right, Lucian?
I don't think I've changed his character sheet for anything. The only thing I might have switched was his hit points while I was running him. I didn't change it. I don't think anything else.
Okay. By the way, for those of you who didn't see it last time, there's how much we got gold split. Seeing how much money Jarl has and seeing how generous he's been in the past with it, I'd say he put up the other half. 15 gold, that's nothing to him. That's a monk with gold. He has more money than I do.
Especially for a monk.
Did he take some kind of vow of
Oh, I think he did. I volunteered to pay for both of them. if I remember
Poverty,
correctly.
you mean? Chastity.
Well, he keeps giving away his money, so I'm assuming he'd be okay with 15
I think he
gold.
definitely bought 2 oxen then. I'll pay for half if he's really, but I'm good with it.
Alright, he'll put up the other half then. He has a shit ton of gold, man. Where did he get so much money? I look like a chump. Alright,
He's not buying arrows in every city we go into.
that's true. So yeah. For the greater good, he does so. 7. And that's 15, right?
Yes, I paid the other 15 onto mine.
Well,
Alright.
okay, and let's actually make a persuasion roll there, Bard, to make sure you might save a little money or you might cost you a little more.
Oh, he gives them to me for free.
Yeah, you guys get a deal. So,
Do we
yeah,
get
he'll
the
shave
tag with
off. We'll shave off. We'll say it's 20 gold for the 2.
Oh, sweet.
He's like, he doesn't want to be a farmer anymore, and he's just going to take this money and he wants to pack up and head out. He wants to go live it. He's going to head to Yarder. So he's like, yeah, you came just right at the right time. We're shutting things down. I'm tired of this place. Hate these woods. Hate being a farmer. Takes your gold and he packs his family up and he's heading out.
Has a bindle and everything. He's out. Alright, cool.
So you guys are kind of loitering in the middle of town, or at this guy's farm, which is right next to town, we'll say, and you're hitching up your 2 oxen. And now you have 2 of your horses. You had the saddles from the 2 horses anyways, so you're able to put those back on. And tell me what you're doing next. Sitting at the farm just on the north side of town.
Do you all wish to stay here for a night? Or shall we be on our merry on way?
I think if it's as uncomfortable for elves as it has been described, that we could get on our way, and I'd be just as happy.
Yeah, and I would think the people that you're seeing here are... there's probably a few that are curious, but most are fearful to see a group of elves come into town. When almost... That's like... It might have been 10 years before an elf had come to this town before the last time, right? So it's quite... You get quite the looks. They just have no idea what to do with you. They don't really engage. They don't make eye contact. Like, they don't know what will trigger your anger. Because they just know elves are angry all the time. They don't know why.
Have we been to the inn at least? To the tavern? Did we
You
do
guys
that
rode
last-
by it.
I'm sure Greybeard would want to get a drink, huh, Greybeard? Is that a thing you would want to do?
Before we get back on the dusty road, of course.
Oh, thank God. Alright. So, I roll my eyes at Greybeard and I'm like, well, fine, let's head to the tavern.
Yeah, so the village hunting lodge, which is kind of like their tavern, is called the White Hart Inn. And it stands amid the low stone cottages in the stables for people that come to the White Hart Inn. It's a creaky building that's well maintained on the inside, offering a bit of grandeur in an otherwise rustic setting. As you guys walk in, you see a human, obviously doing the innkeeper type thing. And it's midday, so there's hardly anybody in here at the moment. And as he sees your group come in, he begins, summoning his serving people to offer you drinks or food or whatever you might be looking for. And he's like, "Hi, Master Filroy, how may I help you? Are you looking for rooms?"
Who's Filroy?
"Well, I'm Filroy. Avgar Filroy." And he puts out his hand to shake your hand.
No. All right, big, meaty dwarf, clasp of hands.
Yeah. You can tell he wants to focus on you because he's looking at the elves like, we don't get a lot of them, but dwarves, we're okay with dwarves. We've never had problems with dwarves. Is the kind of the presence you're getting from him.
Because dwarves always buy a round for the house. Because there's like 3 people, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I buy everybody a beer. Order my usual, some bacon and sausage and whatnot.
Yeah. Go ahead, mark it off on your character sheets. The food is good. The ale is actually good. He imports pretty good quality. Even the inside, like the outside, was kind of ramshackle. It's obvious that he spends his money on the inside, where everything is nice. The tables are nice. The decor is a very hunting lodge, vacation resorty kind of decor. Maybe I would say Ian probably thinks it's very gaudy and like the worst way you could decorate a room, but it appeals to the big game hunter kind of clientele.
What's the entertainment like in here?
None. There's like a couple farmers, and then there's the innkeeper and the servants that are now. There's a couple of serving people. I want to say servants, but that's not what they're actually. I mean, they're, the servers.
Servers.
Yeah.
I spend about 2 gold on just stuff for food and drinks and whatnot.
Yeah. And they just, you kind of get probably the impression that this must be a lull in a hunting season of some sort. Like it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people here. You do know that you're at the end of summer and you guys are moving into fall. But you wouldn't even have a reference for, when a place like this would be the busiest and when would it be its downtime, because it probably has some type of off months where there's just hardly anything going on.
I turn over and I look at Ardreth and I say, for such a gaudy place, it's very empty. No comment.
Looks like it could use some music.
And anybody have the history skill? Is that checked on your character sheet?
Nope.
Hold on. Yes.
Got a big minus on it.
Half because of.
All right. If you have it
So I get
checked,
1 point.
which means you have proficiency in it, it's a skill you have. Go ahead and give me a history check.
How does
may
Jack of all
impart-
trades work there? So Jack of all trade allows you to add half of the ability check rounded down to any ability check. So it's not
proficiency.
right. So it's not actually one of mine.
Check marks. No.
Wait, does Jarrel have it or does Ian have it?
Jarrel has it. Oh, wait. Did I roll it? No, I rolled it
rolled
over
it.
here. Is it that a +3? No, that's his.
Oh, that is his. All right.
Yeah. It is his.
All right. So Jarl has history. Okay. Anybody else? Have it
Nope.
checked?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So Jarl, as played by Ian at the moment, one of the things you've heard about or read about in No One Else Hold, because you've read some books about, you kind of knew where you were traveling to, and maybe you've done some checking, because actually Jarl is kind of a scholarly type at times, and you do know that you've heard of some rumors, or there were stories of something called the Hunt Lords. And it was kind of like this rumor of these lords of this town who organized the hunt would organize kind of unsanctioned type hunts, like hunting people type hunts, or hunting things that shouldn't be hunted kind of thing. And that this place was kind of the place where that was happening. Like the Hunt Lords were putting on these dark hunts here and there.
The most dangerous game.
And these are all old stories. So like, these are things that has kind of persisted throughout, but it was something that kind of piqued your interest as you were reading through. And it's you know, of the history of this place.
Well, then in typical Jarrel fashion, I will go up by myself to speak to, what was his name? Filroy? Avgar Filroy. Oh, this is going to go great. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to hear this accent I've never in my life tried.
Good luck.
Just think Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay. Oh, calm down. Fuck my life. Hello, Avgar Filroy. I have a question for you.
And he gives you a wary look as he sees the darkish skin of your half Drow elf, still looking mostly like a Drow elf. And he says, well, yes, if I could be of any service to you.
Totally oblivious, don't even care that he's giving me a weird look. I have heard of such a thing called Hunt Lords. I've heard about them, and they are I've been changing this accent so much. So fascinating. What can you tell me of these?
Yeah, he gives you a look, and immediately let's do an insight check as I'm talking to you on this. Go ahead and do an insight check for Jarrel.
It's gonna go so great, guys. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't pick up on it. He's like, those are just stories and rumors, and I would ask you not to pass those along. It seems like we don't get enough business here as it is, and it's because of those silly rumors.
I look at him very oddly. You do not get a lot of business here, but your establishment is so nice and clean. Very luxurious place.
Yes, we have our regulars, lords that come in from either Yarder or even as far as Waterdeep. Many want to come to and hunt in the Great High Forest. I don't know if you know, which seems kind of like a weird comment to say to you, but there's all kinds of manner of prize to be hunted in the High Forest.
Oh, such as?
And he starts listing off things like, elks with racks the size of giants almost, and creatures that haven't even been seen outside of the High Forest anywhere else. Bears reaching almost a story high. All kinds of great game and trophies to be taken back for our lords. So we have parties that lords that will come through, our regulars, and when they come in, they bring in plenty of servants and hanger-ons and plenty of money to throw around. And so we definitely make sure that we keep up the place and make it a restful and enjoyable place for them to return.
Oh, does that mean you have trophies here then?
You probably see some on the walls. You see a little bit of it. Nothing of any great. Nothing that stands out as, oh my god, I've never seen like a T-Rex head or something. But it's more like there are antlers here and there. There's stuffed animals that you would recognize of the high forest. It's a lot of woodwork on the inside, really nicely done carpentry, but that real hunting lodge vibe to it. You know, you can see the wooden beams. It's all about kind of that a hunting lodge that nobles would come to.
What is the thing I would roll for obliviousness?
You did. It was the 4 insight.
It's insight, so
Yeah.
but like just general obliviousness. Would that be insight?
Yeah.
I don't want to play him a certain way. I want to make the rolls do it for me. Ah, damn it. It would have been so fun. Oh, well. Well, my party tends to like to take trophies, as you say, of the great beast we have encountered. Maybe we will come back once it's hunting season? Is that... Or is it just always hunting season here? Yeah.
Oh, we would welcome your party back anytime. There's all manner of beasts. I mean, you might even be able to be the ones to catch the great white boar or chase down one of the giant stags of the forest.
The great white boar, right? That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your, for, what is the word? Dealing with me? No. Entertaining me? Entertaining? Yes. Thank you for entertaining me with such questions, Sir Philroy. Goodbye. Just run and I leave.
Yeah. And he gives you a nice kind of robotic goodbye to you. Crazy weird elf asking me questions.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right. And then Jarrel returns back to the group.
As he would.
As one would. And drinks his beer. Or water, whatever the fuck he drinks. All right.
Right. Hey, Ardreth, can you play us something? I mean, what's drinking without music?
Of course. And so
Just
I will
sadness.
cut into some
Yeah.
drinking. Just pathetic.
You know,
And I'll cut into some drinking music. Hey, get your lighter out.
Get some Krieger. The best
Yeah,
thing
so
is
there's
that I
only
was
a couple-
genuinely waiting for music there.
Yeah. There's only a couple of like real music. We're waiting for it. There's just a couple farm people in here. They're keeping to themselves. There's not really anybody else in here but your group, and it's probably about 1 o'clock now.
All about it.
Nice. Let me get my dulcimer.
Yeah.
needs a tune-up, I think.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's a canjo for Grimini's sake.
I don't have it with me. With steel strings.
I got a didgeridoo. Exactly.
Please, did you don't?
Yes, good call. Whoa.
Didgeridoo don't. Trademark Ka'FeyBlak.
Yes.
Alright.
Or hashtag. Let's make it a hashtag.
Hashtag didgeridoo don't. Alright. So head out, I guess.
Oh, and we'll give you. Let's go ahead and give Jarrel inspiration for a well done RP scene there. So good job.
Inspiration on the right.
Tried an accent. I'll get that. That seems good enough to me. Actually, Coffee's was pretty good too. Coffee actually was in his a little bit in that exchange, which was cool. So, Coffee, you can have inspiration also.
Thank you, sir.
But you guys are in the tavern. You're listening to the great music from Ardreth once again. You're probably amazed that he still has not repeated a song. He knows so many at this point. Weighing on your minds is probably the Dwarven armor in your cart. and whatever other things you have decided to take upon yourself, which is being written down by your, I don't know, what would we call her your quest tracker, unofficially.
Oh, where is that place with the Daniver's house? Oh, it's along the way to Everland, so that's still. This is not the question I should be asking, but I am. Is that like actually along the way, or is that something we should look for? Someone should look for.
What are you asking?
Where's Daniver's house?
Yeah, for Daniver's house. To inform Drow Thelabin about the events of the attack on Tribor. It's a Harper initiative.
That is... Let me look again. I think that's in Everland, I want to say, but let me check.
Yeah, all I wrote down was along the way in Everland. To Everland. Along the way in Everland.
Yeah, it seems to me like it was in Everland is where Danvers' house is.
Okay, so not something we should worry about on the road. All right. That's outside. That's
Well,
PB outside.
Everland's the next town you would be coming to.
You probably wrote along the way, as in it's along the way to the Dwarven stronghold.
Yeah, just to Felbar
yeah.
Citadel.
That makes sense. I will take that out, so I no longer confuse myself. Sweet. All right. All right. Thank you. Shall we move along then?
Yeah. Are you guys ready to move
Finn,
along?
Finn is ready to go.
Yeah. So is Ian.
Nod doesn't care.
I'm ready to move on.
All right.
Okay. So we're heading north, Nonar's hold, and is your guys' plan just to travel to Everland now? Because that's your next, the next town on the road of the Evermore Way. Once you get back to the Evermore Way would be Everland, and then you would need to make a decision at Everland how you were going to go, because there's a couple ways you could go to continue on to Citadel Felbar. So your next plan here is to go to Everland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Greybeard rushed back in and finished everybody's drinks.
Oh, okay.
If
Rushed in.
they weren't done. And then
Backwash.
ran back out.
Lol.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we should stay in any one place for more than a day or less if possible.
Yeah.
Since we've been hit by 2 fire giants now at this point, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to keep a track on us for a while.
Yeah. I think that's just a constant danger we've taken upon ourselves at this point.
Okay. All right, so you guys hit the road, and it's kind of the standard traveling scene as you head north along the road. You get back up to... Oh, go ahead.
I make sure to keep an eye out for anything that seems like out of place, dangerous, especially still on guard from the attacks we've had on us at this point.
Okay. So are you traveling out in front, is what you mean? Like you're further out ahead to try to spot stuff, or you're doing it from like the back of the wagon?
Yeah, from the back of the wagon.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you guys are going to end up traveling back up to the Evermore Way, and on your first day, and then a few days later, so it's about 4 days later, you guys have traveled north along the Evermore Way, and you get to a point where you see a sign on a road that points to the north, and it says Oliston's Hold.
Oliston's Hold.
As you approach, so you can see that it's kind of pointing up a road that leads north, but you guys are still kind of T sections off, and then it continues. You can kind of see it on the map.
So Jarrel makes sure to put that down on his map, that there is a road saying going up to Oliston's Hold.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
name familiar to anybody?
Yeah, is that name familiar to any of us?
You would need to do your history rolls for those that have been out this way. character backgrounds. Oh, nice. So, yeah, you know that it's a... Maybe you passed by here. Maybe you stopped in there once before many years ago. You remember it being a fortified keep. It stands on the north side of the Evermore Way. Enclosed within the high walls of the hold is a small village with a market, a smithy. You remember a caravan supplier, an inn, and a tavern. You remember the one thing that stands out to you is you remember that you were told a story about the name of the inn is called the Headless Troll, and it has to do with a story of a beheaded troll that had wandered into the village, caught fire, and nearly burned down everything, and so they renamed the tavern after it, or the inn after it. But other than that, you don't recall any other interesting fact about it.
It's not too far off the road. Are we close to a break point for like resting for the night?
Yeah, you're probably halfway through the 4th day as you come to this crossroad.
So not, I mean, we could get another 10 miles in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You got another... You can probably get another 7 or 8 miles down the road towards Everland. Or you can stop in. Yeah. Whatever you guys want to do.
Well, apparently since I'm the one who's been there, I could suggest it if we want to have one night behind walls before we continue on. Or we can just move on.
I would be fine with that.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's too far out of the way.
Yeah, stop
All right,
by.
someone make up their mind. So, I know.
Well, it'll serve to hear more about the state of the north in this direction. Now that more time has passed, maybe there's some rumors. So I vote
Let's go to the hold. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys head a little ways north, kind of pull your oxen in, and it is a walled town. So you see several guards. You know, it kind of a tiny bit reminds you of Nightstone a little bit. You know, where it has the walls around the village and a keep. And it's just like you remember it. There is a inn here called the Headless Troll, and there is a tavern here. You see the tavern is called the Flaming Flagon.
Ooh.
And it seems to be... you notice that there are guards in the gates, and the gates are closed when you come up to it. They see you come up, and they open the gates, and they allow you through. And then you're kind of met by a guard captain as you're kind of pulling into the village proper, which is kind of like a market square. And it looks like you guys are getting there towards the end of the day, and it looks like most people are starting to close down stuff, like the little market stalls are closed. It looks like people's shops are shut down, starting to shut down. The taverns, you can hear the noise and music coming in from the tavern at the end. Has, you know, you see lights and stuff from there. And then a lot of the traffic is starting to slow down that you see. And it's a small village, probably bigger than Nightstone, but of that same kind of shape. And the guard captain comes trotting over, and she's kind of like a 6'4", very short, dark black hair cut. She's wearing scale mail armor as she comes striding up, and she kind of waves to you, and Greybeard's still driving the cart, right?
Yep.
Oh, but would you have been the first one through, Finn?
Probably.
Yeah. So she sees the Nod is definitely getting some attention once again. Not a lot of white lions walking around with people riding on paladins riding upon them.
It's my magnificence.
Yes. And yeah, she comes up and do you wear your helmet all the time?
No.
Do you have a helmet?
He's got a kick-ass horn helmet there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So, okay. And you're pretty recognizable as an elf, though, right? Or do you have more
Absolutely.
human? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. She comes up and says, "Hail, are you coming up from the high forest?"
We are coming up the Evermore way from Tribor, actually, Captain. We're just passing through. And I'd been here once and thought we might stop again. Your hospitality was memorable.
So you're heading north. You're going to want to be careful. We've been getting reports of giants roaming the area. Orcs bands are on the move. We don't know what's going on, but there's quite a bit of activity happening out there in the Evermores lately.
We can confirm the giant attacks. We were hit twice coming in from Tribor. Once.
He says,
So.
or she says, those are similar reports that we've been receiving, as people have been stopping off here at the hold. I don't know what's going on with these hill giants and the orcs, but something's got them upright. And actually, we've even had more trolls coming in and out, and our patrol's having to take care of them. Something's definitely disrupting the Evermores.
Hill giants? Not fire giants?
And she gives you kind of a quizzical look. Fire giants? No, nobody said anything about fire giants. We've been seeing hill giants roam in the areas.
No, we were attacked by fire giants.
And she gives you a pretty respectful look, and you survived not one but two.
I'd pull out the toes out of my bag of holding.
Which
And
could be the toes of anything, but yeah,
And
okay.
a couple of stinky trolls.
Really?
Really?
Diet toes?
Come to the tavern. We'll tell you the tale.
Yeah, a great sword with us.
Yeah, she's like, well, yeah, I'll be out there after we do our rounds, and I make sure the perimeter's safe. We get our patrols back in that sent out, but I'll swing back around to the and find you later tonight.
Excellent.
So yeah, you guys see the inn, which is the Headless Troll, and then the tavern, which is the Flaming Flag. And obviously, the inn has stables where you can store the horses and park the oxen for the evening. They have rooms available. The flagon, you can already hear, the sounds of a typical tavern. Music inside, the clanging of silverware and pewter plates and such, and raucous laughter and such. You do see quite a few guards still on the walls. It looks like they're maintaining guard throughout the evenings, and it's not just like one or two people like it would have been at Nightstone, but it's definitely a handful of people on watch at all times, walking the walls of the town. Where would you like to go?
Oh, it's night, right? Or about to be?
Yeah, sun's starting to set.
Let's get rooms.
Yeah, let's go get a room before they run out.
Yeah. Yep. So at the Headless Troll and the innkeep, just asked, do you want separate rooms? You all want one room, trying to save money. We have plenty either way, whatever you'd like.
How much are they?
Just a silver piece. If you want, each of you want a room. If you want he has a larger room where multiple people could stay. That would just be one silver piece. But then you can fit you could fit all six of you in there, sleeping quite closely. Or you could each get a room for a silver if you wish.
I'll take a room.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a room. We'll all take a room.
So they show you up the stairs, and they kind of it's just a hallway of different rooms, almost like an L shape. And he has they only lock from the inside, so he just kind of says, take your pick. If the door's open, then it's an open room. If it's already been closed, somebody's already grabbed it for the evening. And you see several open doors, and you see a few closed doors, not many.
I'll stow my gear and go down to the tavern and get a drink afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, it's very typical tavern scene. So food is being brought around. There are some human bards that are playing at the moment. It's mostly a mix of humans as you look around the room. But you also see a group of halflings that's sitting at a table, and they're laughing and talking amongst themselves and having what looks like a dinner and seem pretty boisterous.
What's the entertainment like?
They're very typical traveling bards. You get the impression that these are probably the types of bards that pay for their rooms by playing for a few hours, and then they've got the look of travelers, so they're definitely the wandering type bard. But their instruments are finely kept. They are definitely playing very similar songs that usually cater to the crowd that they're in. So it's a lot more of the kind of the drinking songs. This crowd does not seem to be like the ballady type or the classical musical compositions of high court or anything like that. This is more of a bar out in the boonies, and it's playing drinking songs and things that people can join in and just forget that they're in a dangerous world for at least for a few hours.
Let's
How much
sing.
better? Yeah.
Take requests.
Well, I request hearing some songs. Let's do it.
Everybody sing something different. Just start singing.
It would have been cooler if you'd all had like a prearranged song and you went right into Bohemian Rhapsody or something.
Calamouche, Calamouche.
To the fandango, thunderbolt and lightning,
Lightning.
Great over Discord.
Hit the mute. Hit the mute.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nice. And now the canjo. How did you have
Mine
sing?
sucked.
How do you?
I'm
have
proficient
sing?
in singing.
It's not a skill.
He has performance though.
Yeah.
Performance singing. All right, here. Look at that. Fine dwarven pipes.
Yeah, well, actually, your style of drinking song is well received in this crowd. It's the love of the drinking song in this crowd. They just the smacking the flagon on the table to the beat. So as long as it's a boisterous song that you're playing and not like a funeral dirge or like some 20-minute song about a long dead dwarven king who lost his keep or something, they're like right on board. But if anybody goes into like a dirgy kind of song, it's like you lose the crowd immediately. It's like crickets.
Simpletons.
These people are about upbeat, not have to think about their next day kind of people.
People of the earth. Morons.
Oh, I like them.
We know who's going to play Ian when she's not here. Stupid humans.
I approve.
And the night goes, quite uneventful as far as besides the boisterous singing and the wonderful music of some dwarven singing songs. The guard captain does come in at some point and brings over a set of drinks for you guys, and maybe she sits down near Finn and just kind of is like, another good day. All the watch has made it in. We haven't had anything in the last 2 days. Patrols came back. Nobody died. Can't ask for more in these lands.
No, you cannot. Can you give us any more information on the road north?
Says, yeah, you're going to head kind of between the High Forest and the Silverwood. You'll be crossing the Ravine River pretty quickly, and you'll hit Everland, which is the next big town, if that's where you're headed.
It is.
What is her name?
Captain.
It is,
Soldier.
It's
Soldier.
sergeant
Captain
to you.
Soldier.
We'll say her name is Brindle.
Brindle, the human
Yeah,
soldier.
Captain Brindle.
Captain Human.
Where are the reports of the hill giants and orcs coming from? Just straight north, or I guess the west in the Evermoors?
Yeah, mostly we've been it seems like they have been coming south out of the Evermore, so they're somewhere, and we've always had plenty of hill giant issues or trolls. They all seem to like to live in the Evermoors, where it's hard to try to track them all down, or nobody typically goes in after them, so they are able to propagate there. But then they would typically raid out to the south, as far as we're concerned, where the hold here. But it just seems recently, yeah, they've in more numbers have been heading south, trying to get out of the Evermoors, and we don't know what's going on up in there. I'm not ready to send in patrols to try to figure out what's happening in there, but something is definitely up.
But nothing of incident north in Silverwood?
No, we haven't heard any. We haven't had any problems out of the forests. She kind of looks to you and says, I mean, unless you're elves from those areas and are here to, I would ask you what's happening in the Silverwood and the High Forest. I would think the elves would know more than we would.
I agree. But we are not from there.
But
so
yeah, she kind of was making the assumption that maybe you guys are from either Silverwood or High Forest or one of those communities.
Yes.
During this conversation, once she starts mentioning the forest, the Silverwood and the High Forest, Ian's sort of like, which is weird, but she actually you see her sort of deflate a little bit and just not look at anyone really, just look down at the table and just inspect something.
Now, Captain, do you have any contact with anybody in the High Forest here that could perhaps take a message for us?
Yeah, she looks around and she says, we get every now and then elven scouts who stop here, whether they're going in between the Silverwood or the High Forest. It's not too common, but we do get them. Other than that, a lot of the times the elves that we encounter are just either guards for caravans that are passing through that we'll sometimes see, bodyguards of nobles who come through. We don't get a lot of elf delegations here. There's really nothing at the hold that would interest them, I would think.
Would that satisfy your need, Ian, to send a message or leave a message here to be sent on when the next scout comes through?
When was the last time a scout passed through from the High Forest, Captain?
She thinks about it, takes a big drink, and she thinks, well, we typically see a scout probably once every month or so. It's hard to say. I wouldn't say that they're on any strict schedule, but...
Was the last one a while ago or just very recently passed by?
Yeah, she's thinking probably, towards the beginning of Flame Rule. Which was the month just before this one.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while. Do you think it would be faster to just send a message from Everland, or do you believe a scout would approach Ollison first?
If you guys are heading straight to Everland, you're probably going to be there in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, if a scout came in tomorrow, then it would be quicker. But If not, then yeah, Everland's probably going to be quicker.
Where
You'll
does your
definitely
message
find.
have to get to?
I'll probably still leave a message here. Sorry, what was that, Finn?
Where does your message have to get to? Is it going to like Shadowtop or Lost Peaks?
It's
Starmounts? Where are you from?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm from a village, never east of the Star Mount, named Filling. It's not a major town; it's a village.
And I'll have her, maybe even at that point, Jarrel is kind of showing the map, and she fills in for you guys a little bit so you can kind of see where Everland is.
Well, if I would where would I leave this message, Captain?
Oh, she would. I would keep it if that's what your wish, and I could pass it off to the next. I assume just any elf, or you want me to give it to the next wood elf scout that comes through?
If you could, the next wood elf or scout
Heading south, then, or do you want this to go to
yeah.
Silverwood?
No, I wish this to go to the High Forest.
Okay, yeah. She would keep it for you.
Just mention my name; they will most likely know who I am. God, that sounded so haughty. They will
Okay,
most
Taylor
likely know
Swift. Tay.
And so they finish up the conversation, I jot down a different letter, one with a lot more sparse information, and then I give it to her.
Okay, written in Elven, I assume, or written something else.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's written in. It's going to my brother, right? My brother's my twin. We've been alive for a very long time. We have a certain way of speaking to each other. That's sort of like in code. So I'm writing the letter sort of that way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Twin speak.
Yeah.
Remember that one time?
That one time in the Feywild when you got me drunk and made me get that tattoo? Which is canon, by the way, listeners. That is canon.
now.
That happened.
That happened. Flashback.
Greybeard remembers.
The South remembers.
All right, and I say thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, so other than that, then the night passes without incident. Unless there's anything that you specifically wanted to do, we would be moving on to the next morning. You'd be waking up, hitching your oxen to the cart, and saddling your horses. So I'll take that as nobody else had any
Moving
other
out.
agenda.
Yeah.
Wagon ho.
So, all right. We begin to travel again. And Ian, who's riding the second horse? I know Ardreth's riding a horse. Who's riding the other horse?
How many of this are Greybeard's doing the thing? Logan's on the thing. Greybeard and Tigray are on the thing. I guess Jarl's on the other horse.
Okay.
That's not a thing.
I'm sorry,
No.
not. I
Good
apologize.
Call. Good call.
The Seventh.
We got
Hashtag
we've
the
got
seven.
4 horses, right? So at this point, everyone should be mounted.
No,
We
you have
have
2
oxen.
horses and 2
We
oxen.
saved 2.
And 2 off.
We saved 2 from the attack.
That's what's
Right.
pulling your cart.
Yeah.
What are the oxen pulling?
Now they're pulling the cart,
The
and now
oxen
you
are
have
pulling the
two
cart.
two horses.
Do we trade 2 horses for 2 horses? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, we traded we bought 2 oxen and took 2 of the horses off of the wagon.
There were 2 people riding the horses.
Yeah, that night you were able to round up 2 horses, and then you came back without rounding up the rest. You hooked them to the cart and took off.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they were not the actual cart horses. They were riding.
No,
horses
you
that we
just happened to get probably one of them was the one cart horse and one riding horse, but they're the same type of horse and the same quality of from Tribor. So
All right.
I'm not going to make any distinguish there. But yeah, you currently have 2 oxen pulling your cart and then 2 riding horses. And then you on Nod.
Well,
So
if Ian's not going to be up front, then maybe Finn will be up farther, trying to perceive any kind of threats.
okay. What's your passive perception?
Lol.
16.
Pretty good.
A 16? All right.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
And I think Nod's actually got a 13. Yep, 13 for him. But he does have
It's a
advantage
13.
on wisdom check or perception checks that rely on smell. So
Yeah.
if something's coming in that stinks, let me know.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So probably about the same time. Let me look. I don't think they have a bonus that's going to make that any better. Nah, it's just a regular. Okay.
Something stinks.
Yeah. You actually you catch a little bit of movement off the side of the road. The woods have kind of started to creep up towards the road, and so you're not far from the woods at this point. And Ian, also out the side of the wagon, you might catch something out the corner of your eye. You see movement in the woods, and you're pretty sure. You think you saw someone. You weren't quite sure what it was, but they ducked back behind a tree as almost like they knew you started to look at them. And you can even still see like a little bush branch that's has a little quiver to it, and it's kind of moving the wrong way as far as the wind is blowing everything else. So you're pretty sure something ducked back behind a tree to your right. It's off to the right of the wagon. The forest is on your right, and it's just plains and hills on your left currently. You can see Nod up ahead, however far he was ridden ahead. Nod picks up the scent. He thinks he smells something in the woods, and he thinks he's like dirty humans, maybe, is the smell. He gives you the whatever the brain image as he communicates with you of dirty humans are near. And you might even, your actual perception would have picked up as you were out there kind of watching for stuff. You think you picked up some movement in the woods off to your right also.
As soon as I see it, I do a specific whistle. It sounds a lot like a bird whistle, but it's a warning whistle. Hopefully Nod and Finn can hear it. I'm not going to whistle it, but that's what I do.
Oh, we hear it.
It's it's a sort of like halt, danger sort of sound. Oh my god, how many? Oh my gosh.
That's a big map. Nice.
He has so many macros. Holy shit. Okay, click off of his token.
Yeah, so you guys are probably, when you notice them, let me kind of get you. How far ahead of the wagon are you, Nod?
Whatever her minimum bow shot range, where she starts taking minuses, going past that, so like 120 feet or whatever her
150.
ideal 150 feet.
That's the max, yeah. They're probably a little bit before that.
So yeah, she's taking normal shots like at that range then.
150.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so if we put you there, yeah, probably move you a few more spaces up, and then I'll move the wagon and stuff. And we have oxen now, right? So hold on.
Yeah, you actually have oxen token.
I'm gonna maybe.
You can just. I'm in
Chunky
love.
little. Oh, there it goes. Took a while to load it up
Wait a
on mine.
minute. What's it doing? That's weird.
It's a
These
little
are
cutie. I thought it was-
well-fed oxen.
Is it a bell? Oh no, there we go.
Well, I mean, it's a weird one, but they take up about that same space. Actually, they take up a 4 space, which is interesting. Just like Nod takes up a 4 space if you use a regular token, but... And we'll say they're about here, here, wagon, Greybeard. You guys can put yourself where you want, however you want to be in the wagon and where. And those of you that are riding can grab one of the horses. Oh, who are the? Oh, so Jarrel gets one and Ardreth gets one. Let me edit them so you can move them around. So that's Ian, but that should be Ardreth. So Ardreth, you'll get the northern one. There, you should be able to move it now. And Jarrel can move. Let's see, let's change that. Oh, you had the southern one. Well, that would have made sense. But that's okay. Okay, you guys have control of the horse. Ian, Coffee, you can place yourself wherever you would be, I guess, wagon-wise. And your passive perception, they were hiding, and they did not do a good enough job, so they're not going to get a surprise round. So we're just going to do straight-up initiative order. So let me go ahead and bring up the tracker. And you guys can go ahead and roll initiative for tonight. And then we will go ahead and take our 5-minute break, and we will come back and commence the battle.
I can't wait for Greybeard to also hit a 20, so I'm not at the top of the initiative. Hey!
Oh, you cursed him.
Oh, elf curse. Oh,
Why is this always the hardest thing to find on the sheet? Wait, and then I say it and I find it.
Nice.
my dwarven goodness.
Sorry, Jarrel.
I hope you have a bad night of rolling, because I'm tired of all this crazy rolling you're doing.
Crush, kill, destroy.
I cursed him a ton last game.
All right, break time.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 5-minute break, and we will come back and we will see what is hiding in the woods to your south. So let me go ahead and switch us over, and we will be right back. Stay tuned. We're about to get into a great battle. All right, guys, let's get back into our battle here. So you guys see movement off to your right. It's obviously in the trees. Finn and Nod. Let me go to here. You were definitely picking up the movement you saw was here, and then it ducked behind a tree. And Ian, you saw movement deep about here, and then it also ducked into a tree.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's where you want Jarrel or it's where Ardreth wants to be, but I didn't see if you guys moved or...
Yeah, I'm usually off to the back of the wagons, so that's
Okay.
a good place for me.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
fine with that. I don't know what he usually does.
Other than
But
that, the oxen are oblivious. The horses aren't spooked or anything. You're not getting any indication. It's just you two have a pretty good passive perception, and you've picked up movement to the south.
Go ahead.
You first. Go.
I am just gonna hold my action, looking intently in the direction of where I saw somebody, and if somebody pops out to make an attack at one of us, I hit them, and I tell Coffee and Greybeard, that or I just yell it loud enough, or I say it loud enough for all three of us to hear. If Ardreth can hear it, he hears it. If not, I'm sorry. But I'm just loud enough so the people in the forest can't hear me.
Okay.
And I say, be alert. There's movement to our right. And yeah, that's my turn. I hold it until somebody pops out to attack us. Then I'll go pop pop with my arrows. Oh, thank God.
Can you sort the turn order?
Yep, give me just a sec. Yeah, okay, they don't hear it. Descending. There we go. So at this point, you got they're not not anything. Nothing's happening yet. They're just hidden in the woods. You saw some movement, but you're not seeing anything else. We don't have to quite do, I guess, turn order yet. Well, okay, Ian, so you told them. Ardreth, you probably would have been able to hear her. Go ahead and do a perception check. She's trying to talk quietly, and you notice she's talking quietly, and you're able to just pick up what she was saying. Did you knock an arrow or anything, Ian, when you say you're readying an attack?
Oh yeah, my bow is. I picked up my bow. It's not on my back. I pick up my bow and I have an arrow. Like, I'm just ready all the time. They're like sitting next to me, and I just pick them up. They're knocked, and they're ready for me to like pick up the moment.
I guess what I'm saying is are you making a motion that they're going to recognize from the south as you know they're there, or are you trying to specifically play this as you don't want them to know that you saw them?
Yeah, I don't want them to know I saw
them.
Oh,
okay. That's what I'm going on then. Okay. Ardreth, you're up. And maybe muted.
No, I'm just trying to. I'm thinking, and I can't think and talk all at the same time. All right. So about how far off are they again?
You're not sure. All you heard was Ian say what she said, but you don't see anything.
And off towards the south. Okay. But in the woods off to the south.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. I'm going to move up to this position here. And I'll pull an arrow out and hold an action to see if something pops out. So my cue will be if I see something pop its head out of the woods.
Okay. Finn, you're up.
He's going to reach into a pouch at his hip and pull out a small slip of paper and cast Shield of Faith on himself, and a shimmering green will envelop him briefly and nod to, I think, and then disappear. The shimmering green, that is, not him.
All right. That's visible from quite a ways away, or?
Ooh, it's a good question. Is it? It's a shimmering field. It doesn't really say it stays there, but
yeah, you get to describe how the effect.
Yeah, okay.
Works.
You'll just see it's a little bit like a larger set of armor.
Like would Coffee and
Every once in a while,
Greybeard
the
see
light
it?
catches it? Coffee would probably definitely notice it. I don't know if Greybeard would. Coffee being the only other spellcaster other than Ardreth. But I suddenly start glowing in green light.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hear a shout from the woods. It's a holler. It's not in a language you recognize. And you begin to see movement all along the trees as the shimmer happens.
Is this a high forest next to us?
Yeah, this is part of the high forest.
Oh, okay.
So let me go ahead and start bringing some guys in. So they're starting to break cover, although those of you holding your action will get to go. Coffee will still get to go, and then their initiative will pop up. But let me see how I can do this in a quick and efficient manner. Hold on. Does that work? Hey, I think it worked.
Yikes.
Oh, this guy gets fucked up.
Where's my fireball?
Stag?
That is a very good question. Where is your fire?
It's way up next level.
All right, so yeah, stepping out from their cover and starting to make their run. Finn casted his spell. You still have movement at that point, right, Finn? Did we lose Finn?
Spell? Yeah.
That cider got really good.
Yeah. Just 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4.
Okay, he's not saying anything. So those that were holding their action are able to make your 1 bow attack.
What are they?
What you are seeing currently look... they're human, a little bit, but on kind of more of the primitive side. They're dressed in...
Sorry, dog issue.
hide armor that has quite a bit of bone sewn in different areas. They seem to be tattooed. They all seem to be of dark hair. This is a very tribal kind of warrior. Those of you probably from this area, Ian would know for sure that these are Uthgart. She's from the High Forest, and they are groups of people that they've had to battle. Finn would probably know of the Uthgart, especially because they typically fight giants quite often, but they also will raid civilized folks and such. And then the rest of you can roll to know if you've encountered them or not before. And you can roll a history. So yeah, Greybeard, you know of the Uthgart. Maybe not these specific Uthgart. There are many different tribes of Uthgart throughout the Sword Coast. Yep, Jarrel knows of them.
Yeah, mountain man.
Ardreth, you probably have heard stories of them. This is probably just the first time you've encountered them. Finn have definitely, and Ardreth 20 perception. Oh, that was for something else. Gotcha. Jarrel, you got a high enough one, and Ian, you probably recognize the markings that this is probably the Elk clan Uthgard.
I'm assuming we do not have a good relationship with them.
They are very clan, very tribal, and they do a lot of raiding. And you look like typical travelers, and it definitely looks like they're running to get to you as they come howling out of the woods.
Okay. Are you back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You still had movement, and then we're going to let the people that were holding their action go.
Wherever you want to go. Oh, crap.
He's going to run right down to the edge of the forest, try to minimize the line of sight that the entire line there has on him.
Oh,
Or
I'm going to say
into the forest a little bit.
that people in the woods, you see all of them. They see you. And if you're in these woods, I'm just going to give you partial cover. The minute you're out of the woods, your cover's gone.
He gets into the woods.
Okay. So as you're charging through there, we'll just you get a +2 to your AC while you're from missile weapons in the woods.
Okay. Yeah, he's not doing straight line charges. He's just going to let Nod pick his way through.
Okay.
Quick as a cat can.
Okay, so those that were holding at the top had been Ian. You get to make a bow shot.
When I hold my action, do I get my action?
You get to hold a single action, it's not like taking your full turn. It's like you get a bow shot.
Well, my action is to bow attacks. It's not an action and a bonus action. That's just the action.
Yeah, I think a held action is one attack, I believe. I don't think it's like all of your... Let me look. Greybeard, any thought on that?
Yeah, it should be a whole action. So if she gets 2 attacks in one action, she should be able to complete the whole action. Because it's basically like she weighted her initiative. Her initiative should just move down in the order, is the way it used to be played.
That's the thing that's different, though. It's not just like moving down in the order anymore. Because you have to have the trigger, and you have to say the specific thing you're doing.
Right.
So it's not just like I throw my bonuses, I launch my spell, and then I do my movement. It's I do this one thing.
Yeah, I would still probably give them their whole action, but we can look it up while she starts it off.
Looking for hell.
You can ready a standard action, a move action, or a free action.
There it is. So if you get 2 attacks in a single action,
you know what? Shit, I'm sorry. That's the hypertext 3.5.
Yeah.
D20 SRD. Let me back that up.
I'm playing it as you get your one attack on held action, so you get one shot off.
Bummage.
All right, whatever you want, boss. I attack the stag.
Okay.
Oh man.
Uh, 15.
15.
I don't have that up.
Why is it as a disadvantage? 16.
Wouldn't you like to know?
All right then.
There is definitely a reason. So it's 6. Yeah. Nope, that is a miss.
All right, that's it.
Okay. Ardreth, you also held a bow shot, so you get a bow shot.
Or it did. Taking it at the...
Taking it at who?
Just the one straight south of me. In the same line.
All right. That's in plenty of range. Yeah, you're 95 feet out. Yeah, that would be a hit. So go ahead and give us oh, nope, just the word of the bow. Okay, straight
Yeah,
south of you.
I forget I can't hit the damage on the character sheet.
And I have to change back to the right thing. Straight south, this guy. So this guy right here then, right? All right, minus, there we go. Okay, you see an arrow stick into him. That warrior howls a little bit, but still continues to try to run forward. We got through Finn. We're up to Coffee.
To arms, dwarf. Going Blade Song and Blur.
Oh, what?
And I am jumping off the cart. So Blade Song is my bonus. My movement will be 40 off there, so we'll say half to get off the cart.
Okay. I put it in there. Both of those things are the same time, right? They're both 10 rounds?
Correct.
Yeah, they're a minute. Okay. And those are one of them's concentration?
Blur is.
Blur. Okay. All right. So bounding off of the cart and bringing up what we dubbed, I think, 2 sessions ago, last session, leopard style. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, that's correct. It is leopard style.
There you go.
Pete Puma style.
All right.
That's the technical style name.
Yeah. So these guys are up. So, oh my God. I got a
Growl.
lot.
He growls.
Nice. All right. So yeah, these are Uthgard barbarians. Very common roving bands and clans of this area. You recognize that they have a lot of elk antlers somehow adorned on them. They have tattoos of kind of like tribal elk heads and such. They're all wearing like hides and furs, and they begin to surge out of the woods. But other than that, they're pretty standard dudes. Yeah, only 30 feet, so 30, so it's about there. Let's actually try to move all these guys together. That would make more sense.
It's the Russian human wave.
20, 25, 30. So they move their movement towards the group, it looks like. The elk stays in the woods. There is a person riding the elk, you notice now.
Sweet.
Does this elk call himself the 21st?
No.
Only if he's extremely classy.
A large group of them saw Finn, so we're going to break these guys off. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. That's their move. And then this group will head up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, so they are not in range to attack you, these guys. They are running up. They have spear in hand. They look like pretty vicious serrated bone spears. Obviously, they look like they are well used in hunting with them and using them. But they all are going to take their action as the dodge action as they are running forward. What square would you say you're in there, Nod? Where's your front at? Which square? Okay, so those two are probably right at the 5 foot. So those two can attack with their spear then. The four behind them are taking the dodge action and running towards you. They are not in range. So we have 2 spear attacks from the tribal warriors. They're making a 2-handed attack at... They're actually going to try to hit Nod. So first one is a 16. Second one, a 12.
16 hits. 12 will now miss, I believe.
Yeah, and your shield helps him too, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so 6 piercing. Yeah, 6 piercing for the one spear shot. So a spear lances out, and as Nod roars at him in anger, his paw is hit with one of the spear blades.
Ouch.
You can hear the shaman yelling orders from the elk in a language you don't recognize. She appears to have quite the elk headdress on. And it's a big elk. It's probably bigger than Nod. It's an impressive thing. And actually, go ahead and give me a... Did you make a history roll that you knew these, Finn? Yeah. So with your history roll, now give me a religion check real quick. Let's see if you know one more additional piece of information. That would be cool. Oh, yeah, you do. You recognize that her steed is the same thing as like Nod. It's a summoned... It's the fine steed thing. It's the same thing. So it's the connected spirit that has taken the form of a chosen mount, and in this case, the elk.
All right.
Which you could have had.
It's not too late. I can just ditch this lion.
Other than that, you see her also spew out arcana words. She has cast something, but you're not sure what has happened. And that is... Oh, there's one more. Okay, yeah, there's one more dude. Let me bring this guy out now. Oh, having trouble. Give me a second. One of these guys seems to be moving even faster. So he's going to get to go. And he leaps onto the cart, great axe in hand. So yeah, he did his move, he did his action. Oh yeah, and then he gets his attack. Okay. Whew. A lot of guys again, sorry.
So are we.
All right.
Afterwards, you're gonna have to tell me. I want to know.
You want to know what?
Oh, after the later on in the after hours show, Let me tell you. You got to tell me how this guy moved and moved.
Oh yeah,
and then
you're gonna
still
figure it
gets to
out really
attack.
quick. Yep, you're gonna figure it out. You also recognize immediately that the way he's coming at you is in total disregard for his own well-being. Something you recognize immediately, Greybeard. And he slashes at you in your hands that are holding the reins. You can tell his plan is to cut your hands off so that you're stopped driving the oxen. And he swings a great axe. And he rolls a 13.
Miss.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. He rolls a 24.
I guess
That's a pretty big shift.
13, 24.
Yeah,
You rolled a 32.
Tomato.
Somebody recognizes what's going on, I'm sure. For force slashing. And he's trying to make you drop the reins when he swings at you.
Oh, I'm gonna be dropping the reins, all right.
Yeah, so he has advantage on the attack. Okay, so that's that guy. She cast. Those are the warriors. Okay. And there is. The guy in the back here. Actually, I'm pulling that out. What I did is I placed 2 tokens in there so you guys wouldn't quite know what you were up against until it happened. So I'm pulling those 2 out. They're gone, and I'm replacing them with the correct tokens is what's happening. So that's the shift you're seeing. I think that person was right about here. Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted. Nope. Token layer. There we go. All right, and let's go with a longbow. You see one of these tribal warriors has a longbow at the back, standing just in the woods, and fires at Ian at the back of the cart, who also had a bow. A longbow, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so he targets you with the longbow. Where's his thing at?
Yes, because I hit so hard.
Oh, I'm missing the one guy I need. Why am I missing? Okay, let me grab him. Thought I had him. There it is, the leader. All right, here goes a bow shot.
For 5,000.
No, it's just gonna be a regular shot first. So we're gonna go like that. For a 14.
Yep.
So 6 piercing from an arrow shot. And he's in the trees. He has cover if you shoot at him, but he's still able. You can still see him. I'm just going to give him cover from where he's firing. That is their turn. Sorry it took so long. Now that I've got everything set, it should go much quicker. We are up to Jarrel.
Is this the guy that just shot?
Wow, Ian, you sound exactly like him.
Pretty.
She's been practicing.
Thanks, I've
She
been
was
working on
jamming.
it.
I know.
Say that
Welcome
again.
back.
I didn't see what you were doing.
This one here. Is that the one that just shot the arrow?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Jarl's going to rear the horse back, and so he recognizes that these are the I can't remember what you called them, but they're
Uthgard Barbarians.
Uthgard Barbarians. But I do know that they normally hunt giants, right?
They hate giants. They hate
They hate
orcs,
giants.
but they also raid civilized lands all the time.
Okay. So Jarl's going to raise back the horse, just kind of to pull him back, and he's going to yell out that we may have a common enemy. Hold your fire. See how they respond to that. He'll reference the giants. The giants. We may have a common enemy in the giants.
You hear from the one riding the elk. She responds in Elvish.
Oh, crap.
And says, drop everything you have and you can be on your way.
Fuck that.
And the tribal warriors are still running forward. It's all happening in that 6-second span, that few second span. So they have not stopped running forward.
All right.
And it's not a good Elvish. It's a bad Elvish. But for those of you that speak Elvish, you recognize what she says.
So she's not. Okay, I got you.
They're Uthgards are basically humans.
Right. All right. So, just a meta question: would it be better for me to stay on the horse or off the horse?
You don't have skills to fight from the horse.
Okay. That's
so
more what
I wouldn't think staying on the horse would be a good idea.
All right, then I'm gonna hop down.
But running away on the horse could be an awesome idea.
I'm gonna yell out to Coffee. I think we're outnumbered. Do you want to hop on the horse?
Are you joking, man?
I'm getting weary of being outnumbered. Very well.
Typical Drow.
All right, so I'm gonna hop off the horse, smack it on the ass, and I'm gonna walk over and just stand side by side with Coffee.
Okay.
And I guess that's my action, so I guess I'm done.
Yeah, so dismount, move. You still have bonus action stuff you could do. You probably done as much talking in 6 seconds, yeah. And let me get one more thing here, because I think, where did I see that? I thought I had a better description of them, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah. No, where is the...
I'm so glad Jarl once more decided to try diplomacy.
Someone has to.
What is this?
It's going to work. Eventually it's going to work. All right. So that was Jarl.
I've sort of been right once.
Greybeard. You have a dude standing next to you.
All right. Bonus action to rage up, and then a couple of great axe swings.
Okay.
Choke him out with those reins.
Oh, yeah, I was tempted. $15 hit.
Great question. Let me get to the right screen. Yes, 15 would hit. Ooh, nice.
And
19's a hit.
Damn.
Yeah. Takes 2 shots.
And I had to use my bonus action to rage up, so I'm good. I did not do reckless attack, so just normal strikes back at me.
That's super metagamey, but awesome. Nice. Nice. All right.
Remember, I'm kind of trying to become a rogue, so I gotta fight smarter, not harder.
See,
Yeah.
that makes me wonder, like, people fighting like Grink Felixes, like they're all like, "You're metagaming this. Don't put your shields over each other."
Well,
Nice.
he recognized an advantage tactic, so he didn't have to use reckless to get his advantage. Because the other guy's using reckless, which automatically gives his opponents advantage. That's metagaming. That's super good. Super good. Okay. You were definitely a danger. You hit him pretty hard. Good job.
Woohoo!
Ian, we're back to the top of the round. You were up.
What is it going to cost me to get off of the wagon?
That's part of your movement. So if you want it, actually, Greybeard, what are you doing with the wagon? Because you haven't necessarily stopped or said anything about the wagon, the oxen that you were driving.
So, I did assume. So I assumed that I had to interact to grab my axe. So
Yeah.
hence, I'm not doing anything with the wagon.
Okay, you just dropped the reins.
Yep.
So I'm going to say it's still moving at this point. Nothing has made them stop. So Ian, it's a moving wagon, but your movement to get off of it would just be, like an acrobatics check to jump off if that's what you want to do. It is still currently moving. But it would only be part of your movement. It wouldn't be an action to get down or anything.
Okay.
Not that I want to take away the ability for her to do that, but how is that different from getting off a horse?
It's different if you've not been trained. And if she misses the acrobatic check, something will happen to her. So it's more like trying to jump off a moving cart would be an acrobatics check. Similar to that. Whereas, I guess you could have tried to jump off your moving horse, I guess. I didn't. A dismount would be, I guess, in my head was dismounting the horse in a normal manner. Not trying something Batman-like.
Okay.
But, Ian, you're able to jump whichever direction you want to go, but it uses up all of your movement. As you hit the ground and you lose your balance slightly.
Okay. I try to hit her.
Okay. Where are you going to move to? Or were you? Oh, gotcha. Okay. So aiming for the rider on the elk. Got it.
Oh, I hunter's marker first. I hunter's marker, then I shoot her.
Okay.
And is she a humanoid?
Yes.
All right. Oh, and I have to find the right one. It's been such a long time. This one. Does that hit?
Yeah, 25. Yeah, that'd be a hit.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Let's see.
Second
Where's
one. Is that a maybe that didn't hit sort of sound?
the 25?
Yeah.
No,
Or-
the 25 hit. I'm looking for a character sheet because it's not on my screen. Sorry.
And that one misses. And that's my turn.
The problem is when I look at the screen, it starts with Uthgart, then something. So now it's hard for me to tell at the bottom of my screen which one is the right Uthgart. There she is. Nice. Okay, so you did hit for 12 though. That's awesome damage. An arrow flings into her, and she lets out a cry. Okay. Ardreth, you are up.
Well, at this point, it looks like combat's in order, so I'm going to take another shot at the one straight below me. The one I wounded last time, if I can still see him.
Yeah. I think he's still there. Oh, yeah. He's this one right here. Is the one you hit before.
Okay.
12 is a miss.
What's the second number that shows up in those, by the way?
Like the 21?
Yeah.
That's just the roll 20 doing the mechanic. If you happen to have advantage on a roll for some reason, then you would get to take either one of them. So it just rolls them instead of you having to click a different button that says, this time I need to roll for advantage. This time I need to roll for disadvantage. This time I'm just a regular roll. So instead of having like 3 buttons to do that, it just rolls the 2. And we decide which ones work depending on what the scenario is. And in this case, they ran forward only 30, took the dodge action. So they would take the lowest number because you have, as a dodge, they get disadvantage with attacks against them. But the 12 was also the first number in that case.
Gotcha. Thanks. I always wondered that. Now I know.
All right. So you still have movement or bonus actions.
Bonus action, I will pass Bardic Inspiration on... I will pass it on... Greybeard.
Yay!
I figure he's closest in right now. And... Okay, and I will... Do they have... You said they have javelins?
They have spears. Hunting spears.
Okay.
One has a longbow and one on the wagon has a great axe. The rest of them have spears.
Gotcha. All right. I will... Sorry, I'm checking the distance on the spell. I will stay where I'm at.
Okay. So that would put the shaman up next. Interesting. Okay. Okay. She casts... I'm going to have her move and take cover deeper into the woods as her move.
Pansy.
And just there we go. Shaman. Man, it's hard to keep all these ones tracked. And she has a bow, and she will shoot at... Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's going to shoot at Greybeard.
I would like to evoke my cover clause at this point, please.
Your cover clause? Definitely.
Yes.
So short bow attack. Yep, and it's a miss. Some arrow flies out as she, and then she shouts out in a language again that you don't recognize, and some orders to the tribe members, and then Finn is up.
Finn
All you,
will
Finn.
stab twice at one of the cavemen there. Blah.
9 would be a miss. 10 would be a miss.
He's broke. Nod will take a disengage action and move 50 feet to the north.
Okay.
And that's it.
Let me check their spears to make sure they don't have extra reach, because they might get an attack on you. Not Nod himself, but you. No, it says reach 5 feet. No, never mind. Okay. Coffee, you were up.
All right, I will step forward and engage one of them.
Oh yeah, nice slice. I'm assuming this guy right here then.
Yeah, the one I'm next to.
You hit him and he looks grievously wounded, barely still standing.
I give him another what for?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, puts him down. You can describe it.
How dare you, sir? Down he goes.
Yeah, just cut him down.
And then I will step forward to the next and be ready.
Okay. Good move. So you move forward, blades flash out, cut that guy down, move to engage the next. Tribal warriors are up. All right. So they are going to... yeah, they'll run up and they are going to throw one of their spears at you, Finn. Although it's only 20 feet of range for a spear. How far is that? Ooh, it'll be at disadvantage. I gotta be closer than that. Crazy. Yeah, so these will be disadvantage spear shots being thrown at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we go. So the first 3 spears from the first 3 is a 12, a 13, and 11. I assume all that misses.
Misses.
The 3 in the back throw their spears, also at disadvantage. Oh, am I? Oh, I think I'm rolling the wrong person, but we'll just let that stand. I'm not gonna... Where are they at? There they are. Here we go. All right, so, and that then was an 8, a 13, and a 12.
Misses.
Misses. All right, so spears fly out and bounce. Most, actually, they probably don't all miss. It's just they bounce off your plate armor that you have now, which is
Knock 'em out with
spectacular.
the shield.
Yeah, shield blocks a bunch of them. They might even hit Nod, but they don't don't do any damage at all. They just fall off him. All right, so the guys with Coffee and Jarrel. Let's get to them. So there. 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 They move up. There. And then the rest of these guys. Let me do a full select and just move them. There. All right, so these guys in the back that I just moved, well, they're not going to get close enough. They're also not going to use their action. They're just going to use dodge as their action. These two next to the cart will throw one of their spears, and they're trying to hit Greybeard.
Oh, no.
And... all right, so here comes 2 spear shots at Greybeard. 1 and 2. So a 19 and an 18.
Both hit.
So 6 piercing and 4 piercing. Okay. Ian, you have one guy. He's trying to thrust you two-handed as he runs up to you. He's trying to interfere with you knocking your arrows. He tries to thrust towards your chest. He rolls a 15.
Yes, Lucian, that hits.
Okay. Was
I
that
have a
muted
13
cursing
vision.
and then? Okay. I always forget. 5 piercing damage. All right. Then we also have these guys around Coffee. Coffee, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys thrusting at you. Each of them is trying to, like, one guy tries to thrust, and they're trying to anticipate your dodge so the other guy can thrust, and they're all trying to work together. And they roll their 4 two-handed spear shots. They're trying to hit you. All right, so we've got a 23, a 14, a 15, and an 11. I'm guessing maybe just the 23 hits.
They're all at disadvantage.
They're actually all at advantage.
Oh, because of the pack tactics?
Yes, sir.
So was there a 20?
So it cancels
what was it?
out. So the 23 is a crit hit.
Metagaming. DM.
5, 15, 8.
So you had a 23, 5, a
5,
15.
a 15, and 8.
All right, I'll burn a. I will burn a shield on the 23, and everything else misses.
Okay. Oh, I ain't metagamed you yet. It's coming. Jarrel, you have 3 of them attacking you. Spears thrusting out towards your body, head. And as you dodge, they try to hit you where you're dodging. Here comes 3 shots. So 1, 2, 3. A 23, a 23, and a 13.
23, a 23, and a 13.
Yeah.
23's hit.
Those are going to be 14 points of piercing damage for the first one, and 11 piercing damage for the second.
Oof. Ouch.
WTF. All right. So that's 25.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Okay. The guy with the long bow. Wow, nobody hit Coffee at all. So he's going to take a shot at Coffee with the longbow. So he steps out from cover, takes an arrow shot, and then steps back into cover. So it's just a bow shot. This, he does not have pack tactics, so this would be a disadvantage one, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this would be a disadvantage roll. Yeah, so he rolls an 8. Okay. So an arrow whizzes by Coffee in the mix of things. And the last guy. Yeah. So first, our raging, foaming at the mouth guy with a great axe takes 2 swings at Greybeard.
All right.
An 11. Ugh.
Yeah.
And a 20
Boo. It hits.
for 9 slashing.
All right.
And then he's going to take a disengage as you have dropped the reins. And move to here.
Coward.
Actually, he's going to move right in with his warriors. All right. Jarrel, you were up.
I am going to. So if I use. So what am I seeing down here?
You're seeing a guy, he has a longbow, so he steps out from behind a tree, fires an arrow, and then he kind of steps back behind the tree. So he gets some cover. I like to call it the Ian maneuver.
All right, so I'm going to spend a key point, and I'm going to use that as a bonus action to disengage. And I am going to take a healing potion, and that is 2d4 plus 2, I think, right?
Yep, standard ones. Yep.
Plus 2 for 7. That's a terrible roll. My God. All right, and then I'm going to I'm going to come down here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to attack this guy. Oh, no, I can't attack him. I took a healing potion. That's my move. That's my turn.
Okay. Okay, that was Jarrel. And then, Greybeard, you were up.
Greybeard readies his M60.
Nice. I've been waiting for you to use it. It's a magical one.
All right. I guess. Let's see what I want to do. Sure. All right. I am going to. I guess I'm gonna take like a 5-foot step. If I could move my token. Oh, oops. Like to here.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to move these guys. This happened all at the same time, so I'm going to put you here when your thing starts.
Okay,
and
they're
now
still in this
now
position?
the ox have stopped. Yeah, they've stopped on the road.
Sorry, is it too late for me to do something from my turn?
No, not if it's something you could do.
All right, I want to spend a key point and use dodge as my bonus. Do I only get one bonus, or can I use that indefinitely? I think we
You
had that
get
discussion.
one bonus action per turn. I think you used it for disengage.
Yeah, I did. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So go ahead, Greybeard.
All right. Step here.
Yeah.
And then
Okay. In the wagon, no rolls need to be made.
hit this one. Well, okay. I'll hit this one first and see where we get to.
Yeah, be a hit. Yeah, that guy goes down.
Okay.
So an axe through the top of the head as you're standing from the cart.
And then the next one. Oh,
Misses.
whoosh. It really is a waste, you guys. We should be fighting giants. I'll yell.
Yeah, in
And,
what language?
Caveman.
Just in common.
Oh, okay.
But I'll yell really loud.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use any bonus actions or anything.
Oh, okay. Moving on to back of the top of the round. Ian, you have a warrior in your face.
I'm calling for an incoming hail of arrows on me.
Sorry. Hunter's Mark drops, and I cast Hail of Thorns, and I take a shot at this guy right here.
I aim at coffee. Okay, the front guy. So it starts with the front guy. Correct?
Well, I have to hit first.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So we start with the front guy,
Yeah, they're humanoids, right?
and they are a humanoid.
And they haven't been hit.
That one, the one you're aiming at, has not.
All right. So 18.
Yeah, hit. So
Alright.
first we deal with that dude.
That's 5 damage on that guy, just regular arrow damage.
Yep. So arrow sticks into him, and then the spell kicks off, right?
Yep. And it's against everyone within a 5-foot radius of him. Or
Okay.
them, I
So
guess.
there's 3.
Son of a fucking bitch. Yep. And they have to make a DC save of a dexterity of 13.
13. All right. So we have
If it
2 dex saves. So 1, 2. So one makes a 14, one makes a 19.
Okay,
What was the
they take
DC?
13. They take
Okay,
1
so they
damage.
take half of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that's, and the guy that got hit, we decided took it too, right?
Yeah, he does get hit.
So he has to make a dex save also.
Yep.
Okay, so this is his. This is the guy you already hit then. He got an 11, which is not enough, right?
Okay.
Okay, so another 2.
So he takes 2.
All right, so you see the arrow that's in his chest hit him. He makes kind of the sound of, and then when he looks down at it, you see the thing sprout, and it puts more gashes on his chest, and it staggers him a little bit, but he's still standing. The two to the side, these guys that we've rolled, this is a guy who's injured and already has an arrow in him, takes another shrapnel damage from the bursting of the splintered wood, because they take half. And then the guy further down, he still needs to make his dex. This is a regular dex. He rolls an 18, so it's a 1, right? And
Yep.
there. Okay.
So I moved away from that guy before that happened.
Okay, not using a disengage, so he gets a spear attack on you? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, if he attacks, yeah.
Yeah. So his reaction will be two-handed spear. He has nobody around him, so it's just a regular strike. He does not get advantage. So he rolls a 13, which we know is a 5 piercing damage.
All right, and let's see, who's been hit in this? You can't see that from like this guy that I just ran away from to, or I guess all of these guys. The guy next to Greybeard and this guy, have they both been hit or no?
Nope.
All right, but everyone over there has been. So I'm gonna take out, or I'm gonna try and hit. Probably should try and hit someone in front of me, right? That would be the smart move. Everyone hitting me. So yeah, I move over here, and that is no longer. I mean, I'm gonna move farther away, so it doesn't really matter. So I take a hit at. Fuck, change the thing. Right here at this guy. I tried to hit him.
The guy who tried to spear you as you left?
The guy who did spear me.
The guy who did draw blood on you, that's true.
19?
Yeah, regular shot, so 19 hits for 6.
Right.
Good job.
6. I was here, 5, and then I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna move right there. That's my action.
Okay. All right. Ardreth, you are up.
All right, I will. Each of these is 5, correct?
Yes, each of the squares is 5.
I will go to there. The spell is Fear, and it's a 30-foot cone in front of me. So I think we said it's basically would be 15 to either side of me. So 30.
No, put the text in the chat and we'll take a look at it.
Yep, I'm in the process of doing that. I was just taking a sec.
Yeah, so it's 30-foot cone is, so like it starts at square at the first square, then it dives out.
All right. I'm trying to figure out then, I'm just positioning myself to hit this mass with the most of it I can.
Yeah, and I think it would only go to, I don't even know how far, we don't have a...
I think if I'm there, towards the mass of people.
Let's see. 30-foot cone.
I know it's.
But you're trying to go like diagonal though. You're not like doing a straight down cone, which would make it easy for us, right? That's what you're telling me.
No, I'm not. I'm trying.
Yeah, you're
that's
making
basically
it.
what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get, is that right there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would work. You would get those guys. I don't see why.
Okay.
25.
A screen cone. Oh no, it's a clown now.
That's that guy
It's
in the
a
dunce cap.
Gnome cone. Um,
Yeah.
I put on my wizard hat and robe.
Because it's supposed to go out by
Hey,
1, then 2,
attack the
then
darkness.
3. Because actually, I think it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those guys. So they get to make a save, I assume.
No, we're not allowing those anymore.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw. Or drop whatever's holding and become frightened for the duration.
Okay. So
It
1,
takes a
2,
dash
3,
action
4.
move away from.
So let's start rolling some of these guys. So closest, I'll just go closest to furthest. And what's your spell DC? You got your spell DC on your character sheet there, Brian?
Yeah, I just said it. I'm sorry. It's 14.
14. Okay.
My spell save DC. Yeah.
How about that? All right. So
I must
there's
not have
the
pushed
first
the
one.
push the talk button down hard enough.
Yeah, so those guys for sure. Let me put some icons on them so we know who they are. So yeah, go ahead and tell us what that spell actually looks like. And you're still muted if you're talking.
Nope, I wasn't.
And that guy's okay. Okay. So yeah, what's the sphere spell look like from you?
So most of mine tend to involve light. And in this particular case, the light emanates from me. But as it goes about 3 feet in front of me, it slowly starts to take shape into the things that scare these creatures the most. And so what they're seeing is these lights transforming into their innermost, deepest fear, causing them to panic and flee as quickly as they can away from the situation.
Yeah, and you're noticing like the shapes they're taking are of giant carnivore type creatures, like, you know, the fear of like the giant cave bear kind of thing, and creatures that they might meet has always been a fear for them. So these big giant type creatures that live in the woods, each one might have a different one, or a couple of them might have the same. Cool. Yeah. So 4 of them definitely you can tell are affected, and at that point they will take the dash action on their turn and they will move. Okay. And then they can keep making the check, it looks like. Okay.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to put Bardic Inspiration on Ian.
Okay. Oh, and who had the first one you put out?
Greybeard.
Yeah, GB.
GB. I missed that. So let's do that. And GB. Because you did not use it quite yet.
Nope. I got a D8 sitting in front of me just to remind me.
All right. Our next movement. We're going to keep that guy going, so we're going to move. Yeah. There. We're going to cast a spell. She begins to speak arcanic words. And She casts and what you see is she has kind of she has like a tribal. It's not quite the size of a staff, bigger than a wand, smaller than like a full bow staff type thing, but almost like a totem carved walking stick almost that has antlers and such melded into it. And I'm just looking up her spell casting. It's +4. Okay. So all right. Yeah. You see the wounds healing on many of these tribal warriors in front of her. And then begins to move again. To there. So casts the spell. You see the wounds on the warriors begin to heal, and then she moves back to some of her tribal warriors, and that is the shaman's turn. So there, and now we're up to Finn. Finn, you are up.
We will ride quickly to there and attack that guy twice.
Okay. So the 8 will miss. And
Jesus.
the 10 will miss.
4 misses in a row. That's great.
Bonus actions, that was your movement.
No, there's none.
Okay. Coffee, you were up. So Nod comes charging in. Lance strikes. The guy dodges. He is trying to dodge. He didn't do anything with his action, so it would have been disadvantage anyways, but it just misses. Coffee, all yours.
All right, Coffee's going crazy leopard style. He is going to disappear with Misty Step, appear right behind her on the stag, and put both of his blades in her back.
Or at least attempt to.
Don't you quash his storytelling.
Yeah, first one hit. Yep, second one hit. All right, but she is still riding. So you get, so that was your, well, Misty Step was what, your bonus action?
It's a bonus action.
So then you used your action, your bonus action. Got.
So I technically still have movement, but I don't want to move away from her, give her any opportunity.
Okay. So that's Coffee. That's down to that. Okay. So we're up to the tribal warriors. All right. So let's move our tribal warriors in. 5, 10. Yeah, so we'll move to here, move to there. These guys head south to the woods. Like that. And that. And like that. Yeah. To there. So they're just moving in. Okay. And then these guys. They're going to take a dash action, which gets them to there. That gets him there. He's there, and then he would be there. So dashing along. All right. I think everybody has moved. So let's start with up at the top. Greybeard, you have 3 tribal warriors swinging at you as you are standing on the back of the cart.
Right.
Two-handed spears. Here we go. Uh, 15, 19, 22.
Hit.
So 17 piercing damage total.
Right.
Ardreth, you have... Let's think about that. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, he'll take just one swing, just a regular non-advantaged swing at you. And he spears you in your hip for 11 damage.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And you are not trained in combat from your horse, so I'm going to have you make a check to see if you're going to stay mounted or fall off. So let's do, you can choose either...
Animal handling doesn't...
yeah, we can make an animal handling check. You can roll against it. No, it pushes you off the other side. And so you'll be in this 5-foot section here. You land on your feet, but it's pushed you off the horse. You don't have skills of actually fighting in combat from a horseback.
Okay.
Oh, you can move your token if you... For some reason I can't grab it. There we go. There we go.
I could get the horse, but I couldn't get him.
Yeah, I was having the same problem. This is stupid, the game. All right, Finn, you have 2 attacks coming at you. I'm going to roll them. First one is the non-advantaged attack, spear shot at. He's going to try to hit Nod. So he rolls a 10.
Miss.
Second guy, this is advantage, tries to spear you in the back. Rolls a 19.
Miss.
All right. The two in the back are going to throw spears. These would be advantage. 7 and a 14. Miss. Man, that plate armor is super good. The other ones are saving their spears. They are not doing anything more. That takes care of them. Coffee. We have 4 warriors have swarmed back towards you. Mystified how you were able to escape their grasp, but using their two-handed spears to take shots at you. These are advantaged, canceled by disadvantage, so these are just regular up shots. So a 6, 22, a 16, and a 9.
I will burn the 22 with the... Well, what's this guy in the red got?
A giant axe.
All
Or
right,
a great axe. I'm sorry, a great axe,
Great axe.
not a giant axe. A great axe.
All right, I'm going to burn
We've seen
a
giant axes.
shield
We know
on
those.
that 22.
Okay. Yeah, so then he swings. Actually, let me make one check, because you did hit her. Let's check. Where is she? She's here. Oh, okay. So that does that. Makes sense. Okay. And then, yeah, so Axe Guy swings twice at you. And these are regulars, so a 16 and a 17.
Nada.
Okay. Jarrel, down at the bottom, you have 2 guys. They would have advantage with their two-handed spears, so this is at Jarrel. They've followed you down as you ran down, so one is a 20 and one is a 16.
20 hits.
Okay, so 9 piercing.
Oh, man. Okay.
And our other guy. Yeah, we will also... He has a great axe, so he switches to his axe as you were in front of him and takes 2 swings at you. First one. 24 and a 24. So 25
What the
slashing.
crap, man. Both hit. For how much?
25 total slashing.
Damage?
Yes.
Damn, that almost killed me outright. Alright, I'm down.
Oh, you're at 0?
I'm at like negative 17.
Yeah, so you're unconscious then. Okay. There we go. That's his turn. The last thing that has to happen, the tribal warriors that are running in fear, they get to make a check at the end of their turn to see if it continues. Tribal warrior. Where are your wisdom checks? So no. 1 makes it. So we'll just pick a dude at random. Comes to his senses. Okay, I believe Jarrel, you are unconscious. So Greybeard is up.
Do I need to roll a death save?
Nope. You've been knocked unconscious.
But I'm just gonna add the frenzy, but not the reckless attack. And I'm just gonna start at the top of this row here. Oops. Row here, and see what happens. $19?
Yes, 19 hits. So which one was that?
This top one.
Top one. Okay. He takes it in the teeth.
Okay, down or not down?
Not down. Staggered,
All right.
but not down.
I guess I let him have the second one.
Yep, that's a hit. And yeah, he would go down with that. Spectacularly. You can describe it.
Scaramouche. It's like someone dropped a pot of spaghetti with sauce.
Nice.
And then the next one in line. Uh,
20. You're rolling 3 attacks?
Yeah, because I'm using my bonus action to do the frenzied attack.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, 20 hits.
And 16 damage.
Yeah, that guy was already damaged. So yeah, he goes down.
Same sort of thing. Just pop, pop.
Yeah. Yep. No match for the dwarf barbarian axe.
It's a reason they call it great.
Yeah.
And then that's all I got.
Okay. Okay. That would bring us to Ian, but we are at our 10 o'clock, so I think we're going to have to call it in the middle of our battle here, and we'll bring our game back up next Monday at the top of our round. Ian will agonize the whole week over what she'll get to do, and we will continue on as the Uthgard Elk Tribe attacks our wayward travelers on their route to Felbar Citadel. So thanks for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed. We had some good RP in the beginning, then we had action at the end, which is always good in an episode. And then we will be back on Monday once again to go ahead and continue our Storm King Thunder adventure. So hope to see you guys there. I'll go ahead and move over to the character sheet. I'm trying to keep up with the switching, but let's get you guys there so you can see our characters. And then I don't know, Jarrel, are you streaming or did you stream tonight?
Yeah, I streamed.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to see the player's perspective, you can always check out Jarrel's stream. Also, he puts them up on YouTube pretty quickly. And this is the GM stream that you're on here, and I'll put my videos up out on my YouTube channel. So I want to just say thanks for joining, and we'll be back on next Monday to continue our battle.
I'll pop the link to the after hours chat in the chat in a second for those who want to come over.
Awesome. All right. Thanks. And we will see you in the next one.